More than 4 decades after the moment was captured, a rare and deeply personal photograph of Princess Diana has resurfaced, shared by her eldest son, Prince William, in a moving tribute that touched hearts around the world. The image, taken 42 years ago, shows a young Diana during the earliest days of her public life, long before she became one of the most beloved figures in modern history. By posting the photograph along with an emotional reflection, William reminded the world that while Diana's life ended tragically, her spirit continues to inspire generations. For many royal watchers and admirers, the tribute offered something rare, a deeply personal glimpse into how the Prince of Wales remembers the mother who shaped his life. A rare moment frozen in time. The photograph William shared is striking not only for its age but also for its authenticity. Taken in the early 1980s, it captures Diana in a quiet, candid moment, smiling gently, her youthful optimism evident. The photograph predates the intense global fame she would soon experience after marrying Prince Charles, now King Charles III. At the time the photo was taken, Diana was still adjusting to life in the royal spotlight. She had not yet become the humanitarian icon that millions would later admire. William's decision to share this specific image appears deliberate. Rather than a formal portrait or widely circulated photo, he chose a personal snapshot, one that reflects the warmth and natural charm his mother was known for. Fans immediately noted how relaxed and genuine she appeared in the picture, a reminder of the woman behind the royal title. Prince William's emotional message. Alongside the photograph, William wrote a tribute that resonated deeply with those who have long followed Diana's story. In his message, he reflected on the kindness and empathy that defined his mother's life. He acknowledged how her influence continues to shape his own work and values today. William has often spoken about Diana's ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Whether she was comforting hospital patients, visiting shelters, or advocating for humanitarian causes, Diana brought compassion into spaces that were often overlooked. In his tribute, William emphasized that her legacy is not confined to the past, it remains alive through the people she inspired and the causes she championed. For William, the photograph was more than a nostalgic memory. It was a reminder of a mother whose impact continues to guide him decades later. The mother behind the legend. To the world, Diana was known as the People's Princess. But to William and his younger brother, Prince Harry, she was simply their mother. Behind the headlines and public appearances was a woman who tried to give her sons a childhood as normal as possible despite the extraordinary circumstances of royal life. Diana famously took William and Harry to fast food restaurants, amusement parks, and public transport, experiences rarely associated with royal upbringing. Her goal was simple: she wanted them to understand the world beyond palace walls. William has often recalled these moments as some of his most treasured memories. He once described how Diana taught him the importance of empathy, encouraging him to listen to people's stories and understand their struggles. Those lessons continue to shape his role today. A legacy of compassion. One of Diana's most enduring contributions was her humanitarian work. During the 1980s and 1990s, she became a powerful advocate for causes that were often misunderstood or stigmatized. She visited AIDS patients at a time when fear and misinformation surrounded the disease. In one famous moment that became symbolic of her compassion, Diana shook hands with an AIDS patient. Without gloves, challenging widespread misconceptions. She also campaigned tirelessly against landmines, traveling to dangerous regions to highlight the devastating impact these weapons had on civilians. Her work helped change public perceptions and influenced international efforts to ban landmines. William and Harry have both carried forward aspects of their mother's humanitarian mission, continuing to support causes that promote mental health awareness, social justice, and community support. Why this photo matters now. The release of the photograph comes at a time when public interest in Diana remains remarkably strong. Decades after her passing, documentaries, books, and television dramas continue to explore her life and legacy. For William, however, the memory of Diana is deeply personal. Sharing this photo allowed him to connect with people who admired her while also honoring his mother in his own way. The image serves as a reminder that Diana's story is not only part of royal history, it is part of cultural history as well. Her compassion and authenticity reshaped public expectations of the royal family. The bond between mother and son. William has spoken openly about the deep bond he shared with Diana. As the older of her 2 sons, he often felt protective of her during difficult moments in her life, particularly during the highly publicized breakdown of her marriage to Prince Charles. Despite the turmoil surrounding the royal family at the time, Diana remained devoted to her children. She frequently emphasized that her greatest achievement was raising William and Harry. For William, honoring her memory has become an important part of his life. Whether through charitable initiatives or personal reflections like this tribute, he continues to ensure that Diana's legacy remains alive. The world's reaction. Within hours of William sharing the photograph, social media platforms were flooded with emotional responses. Royal fans from around the globe expressed gratitude for the rare glimpse into Diana's past. Many commented on how strikingly similar William looks to his mother, particularly in photographs from his youth. Others reflected on how Diana's compassion influenced their own lives, recalling moments when her actions inspired them to support charitable causes or advocate for change. The reaction underscored something remarkable. Even decades after her death, Diana continues to hold a unique place in the public imagination. A family legacy. William's tribute also highlights how Diana's influence continues through the next generation of the royal family. William and his wife, Catherine, Princess of Wales, often emphasize empathy and community engagement in their royal work, values that echo Diana's approach. Their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are also growing up hearing stories about their grandmother. William has spoken about the importance of making sure his children understand who Diana was and why she mattered to so many people. Even though they never met her, he wants them to feel connected to her legacy. Remembering Diana's humanity. One of the reasons Diana remains such a powerful figure is her humanity. She was open about her struggles, whether with mental health, the pressures of royal life, or the intense media scrutiny she faced. In doing so, she broke long-standing royal conventions that discouraged public discussions of personal challenges. This vulnerability made her relatable to millions of people around the world. William's tribute reflects that same openness. Rather than presenting Diana as a distant historical figure, he shared a memory that reminded people she was a loving mother first and a global icon second. A legacy that endures. More than 25 years after her death, Diana's influence continues to shape both the royal family and global conversations about compassion and humanitarian work. Her sons have taken different paths in life, but both remain deeply connected to the values she instilled in them. William's tribute and the release of the photograph serve as a reminder that Diana's story is far from over. Every time her children speak about her or continue the causes she championed, her legacy grows stronger. The power of a single photograph. Sometimes a single photograph can capture more than words ever could. The image William shared does exactly that. It shows Diana not as the tragic figure many remember from the final chapters of her life, but as a vibrant young woman full of hope and warmth. For William, the photograph is a treasured memory. For the world, it is a reminder of the woman who changed the royal family, and touched millions of lives, with her kindness. A son's tribute to an unforgettable mother. In sharing this rare glimpse into the past, Prince William did more than celebrate his mother's life. He reminded the world that behind the legend of Princess Diana was a woman whose love and compassion shaped the people closest to her. The photograph may be 42 years old, but the emotions it evokes are timeless. For William, the tribute is both a personal remembrance and a public acknowledgement of a legacy that continues to inspire. And for millions around the globe, it is another reminder of why Princess Diana will always be remembered, not just as a royal, but as a symbol of empathy, courage, and humanity.